welcome to another day of running. Not sure of the distance today. I'm currently weighing up between 5 and 10k. Would love to do the 10k, but it all comes down to if I'm gonna have the energy to do it. Didn't sleep well, so let's not overdo it. Anyway, today's session though, I want to talk about how running is not at the moment necessarily a physical exercise for me. It's definitely a mental one, that's for sure. The physical, it's a benefit, but I'm using it more to clear the mind, to free the mind, and just and I've said it quite a bit over the last couple of months that it's what I'm needing to just get away from it all. So today I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Come along, love to hear about your mental fitness and how you do things to keep you mentally sane. Obviously it's different for everyone, but running, it's become, at the moment, it's become more of a mental fitness than a physical, that's for sure. Alright, so bit of a mental exercise, mental fitness. What am I talking about? Well, you know, it's interesting if we just take a step back and think about, well, when I first started running, it was for weight loss, and it was all go, 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 motivation for growth, motivation for weight loss, progress, and you know, it was more tangible, and there was different reasons of why I wanted to run and the motivation behind that. And you know, that's lasted, and then it's come to, you know, trying to do new goals and achieve new records or new distances, and that's all. I mean, that hasn't gone. It's just probably more of a timing thing. But I've moved away from that at this point in time because I'm definitely not motivated for the physical. But I've just needed to be able to let loose and clear the mind. And I found that, you know, as a lot of us have been stuck at home, the only way to kind of, you know, whether it's get rid of the idea of work, get rid of the idea of just anything, has been to just get out, run, and to take it out in the run. And the mental part of it, well, is the clarity and the serenity, but it's also that sometimes you don't want to physically, so then it also puts the extra pressure mentally. So it's a bit of a win-win in that sense, but I'll have a bit more on this in a minute. Now you're probably thinking, well, what's changed other than the elephant, which is COVID-19? You know, there's a big extra overwhelmment, or a sense of overwhelmment, just because, you know, isolation, you're you know, stuck to a room, I don't know what it is, but actually let me have a think and I'll come back. Let me have a think, because I really want to get into this, you know. While I'm thinking, you know, what makes you feel overwhelmed? Put it in the comments. Alright, so sense of overwhelmment. Look, it's coming down to a couple of things. Obviously work. Usually in the normal world, you commute to an office, you leave an office, you can kind of separate or segregate the work between the life. And there's that strict, I'm leaving the office, I'm going home, I'm switching off. Whereas, you know, that when you're in isolation or working from home or stuck in the same location, same room, for work, for pleasure, for home, for whatever it is, which at the moment is everything, it it piles on, right? Like the mentality of how do I know when I'm not working now? Yes. It's, you can put boundaries in and things, but it psychologically builds up and your mental capacity becomes overloaded. It's just the way it is. And you know, there's a few more factors to it around, you know, certain people, how they do it, how they're requesting for things, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. It's more about, you know, why there is this sense of overwhelm, and you know, plus there's also a lot of uncertainty. People have lost their jobs, worried about family. There's lots to take in. For me, it's probably been more about the work and just being able to segregate or manage that additional layer of complexity, I guess, of, you know, sorting those things through the mind. So the running has been key. It's been something which separates me from what I'm knowing all week of the routine of get out of bed, have some breakfast, and then right next to my bed is my desk and I can do my work. So, you know, it's convenient, but there's things there which, I don't know if anyone else is getting this, but I'm trying to explain it. So that's the main driver. So for me, I mean, running has always been an escape, a way to free the mind and clear the headspace, but now I'm not even motivated from the exercise part of things or to feel good that way. Running is just really making me feel good all round just because my head's clear. Does it make sense? I don't know. Like now I'm smiling, I'm happy, I'm out here, I'm away from it all. I'm feeling motivated, I'm feeling productive. I've you know, been able to just get those things out of my head that overwhelm, and it's also the fresh air and everything about running that's just making me feel so much better. And you know, having a good sweat and feeling those endorphins then makes you feel like you've done that exercise too. So it does bring in that physical element, of course, but there's definitely some pros and cons between the two, and that's what I want to get into next. The pros and cons of running for mental fitness versus running for physical fitness or exercise. All right, give me a bit. All right, so before we get into the pros and cons of, you know, mental fitness versus physical fitness or exercise, well, let's just think about, you know, why it's important to have the right mental headspace versus, you know, being physically fit before I even get into about that for running. Because, you know, a lot of the things we do, actually, well, everything is done by the brain, right? But, you know, there's certain things which drive us differently, right? So mentally, if you're not mentally there, if you're not cleared up, if you're not free, if you're not thinking straight, if you're not calm, if you're not relaxed, and there's obviously thresholds of this, things are going to be just harder to deal with, harder to do. Basic motor skills in general become a bit of a challenge because you're tired, you're exhausted, you're not motivated to do anything. You get into a rut, you're not motivated to, one, do physical exercise. You probably pick up poor habits to compensate on not feeling good at all, and you're probably not feeling good because, you know, you're not doing physical fitness, you're not doing things which would normally make you feel good because you're not motivated, because you're not mentally fit. And this has got nothing to do with running at this point. And if you are mentally fit, if you are mentally sound, you know, the physical things, whether it's exercise or just activity or just feeling good, confident, those things won't be there if you're not mentally fit. If you're mentally fit, you're going to be motivated to do other things that you want to do. Might not even be physical. the things that you enjoy doing, your passions, your hobbies, spending time with family, loved ones. If you're not mentally fit and clear, that's just right. So it's important to understand why having a clear head or being mentally motivated makes all the difference. It drives everything. And that's why I'm saying that, coming back to me not feeling clear-headed meant I haven't been motivated to do things as my usual exercise routines, my get up and go kind of attitude, my hustle to focus on my passions, to grow. And I haven't challenged myself. I've turned to old habits, getting back into the snacks and all those feel good kind of foods, which you feel good, but it's not any benefit. So I've lost that drive for a need to do physical activity to feel good, because I'm not mentally fit. So the challenge here is, if you're focusing just on being mentally fit while running, that's good too, but there needs to be a balance, because I'm doing this, I'm smiling, I'm happy, I'm gonna have some I guess creative juice to do those things that I want to do today, whether it's work on my business, do YouTube video, all those things, all those good things. It might even motivate me to do a different set of exercise later. But if I'm just also focusing on the physical and I'm not even thinking on the mental, meaning I'm just trying to go at it, be the strongest, or increase my ability to do more reps, or increase my ability to do more lifts, or maybe I just want to push and get a new speed or a new record while running, that's not going to do it either, because still it's driven mentally. It's a bit of a catch-22, but it's a rhythm. You need each one to support the other. But I find if your mental game is not heavier, meaning clearer, than your physical game, none of it's going to work at all. So you got to get your mental game on point, because it drives everything that we do, right? So, and I'll come back to that. Right, decided I'm doing 10k halfway, just done the turnaround. Let's go. Feeling good. Alright, so let's just recap quickly. If you've got your mental game in check, it means you're going to be motivated, you're going to have energy, you're going to have a do-will or can-do attitude. There's going to be that mental capacity to get stuff done, which means if your mental health is in check, your headspace is in check, your physical, not just with exercise, is going to be even better, because it's your mental awareness, it's your headspace, which is going to be driving all that, right? You won't feel lazy, you won't feel like not doing it, you won't be doing things you shouldn't be doing, or going to some quick good feel wins such as snacks. But it's going to enable you. Now, I'm not saying it's as simple as that, right? Depending where your head's at, you might have to do a lot of mental work. For me, I'm trying to do it in snippets a day where I can, but there's days where it doesn't happen. There's days where it builds up, which means I'm not having a good sleep, means I'm not feeling focused, and I'm just not, feeling that I want to be nice to anyone either. It brings out more emotions, not the positive ones. So, key is, get your head in the game, get it fixed, find what works for you, and then performance in other areas will shine, guaranteed. I mean, let's be honest, when I started this run this morning, I was very optimistic about I was very pessimistic about doing a 10K. I didn't feel it, didn't want to, but I knew I needed to do this video. I needed to get out there and clear the head and get the run done anyway. So first 5K, got out, felt good, cleared the head, and here we are doing the 10K, and I'm smiling. So the next thing we need to think about is, all right, Chris, I'm not a runner. I don't like running, which I get it. What can you do to clear your head? There's lots of things. It might be a yoga routine. There's different apps. You know, there's something called Headspace, one called Calm. But it might be another sense of physical activity. You know, light and easy. It might be walking, jogging. I don't know. It's different for everyone. Some people do a bit of soul searching, but what works for me has been stretching and yoga, clearing the head, putting on some nice light music or some praise and worship, and getting out and running. And then the other thing has been talking to people and getting out and sharing this with you guys. What makes me vulnerable, but it's honest. I'm being transparent, and it's probably the reason why I'm so behind in things. I've not been motivated to do YouTube at all this year. Well, since COVID jumped in, but you know, there's a whole bunch of things, as I've explained. It's all built up, and I'm gonna try and knock it on the head, clear the head, and see if I can up my game. So my question to you is, what's your go-to way to clear your head? How you going, mate? And what are you doing to make yourself feel fresh, clear, and in the right attitude and mindset to get things done? Let me know, let some other people know, because as much as this is a running channel, there's things here which won't apply to you, so share what does. For me, it's also gardening too. You know, there's a bit of noise, I'll pop back on in a second. Right. Sun's finally out. All right, so we were saying, you know, what is it for you that helps you clear the mind? And the next level, or the next part of this is, one thing that works for me also is finding a good, solid and consistent routine. Now, at the moment there is a lot of consistency because we're all stuck at home or in lockdown, or we can't go out, so it's a lot of the same. But finding a routine which enables you to slot in these important things, and even if your day doesn't go as planned, there's a few fallback mechanisms you've got. So for me, I like to think of my week as each day has its own benefits and problems, of course, but different things. So there's multiple layers of this. From a week perspective, Monday, fresh week. Let's start, let's get it done. Let's go in with a positive attitude. You know, come in with the right attitude, it'll make it a little bit easier. And then Tuesday, well, Tuesday's my family night. It's when we get to have nachos. So I'm excited for that. That's what I'm focusing on. It's a goal. Wednesday, hump day, halfway there. Thursday, usually you're past the hump, you're through the worst of it, got a little bit more to go. And Friday, well, it speaks for itself. And then you've got the weekend. But that's at a very top level. Oh, getting a phone call. Steve. Alright, so as I was saying, the next layer of this comes down to into the day, right? So it's about making sure that you have a good solid routine of what time you're getting up, right? I'm getting up at 6. Usually I'm up at 4:45 if I was commuting to the city, but I'm getting up at 6, having a bit of a chill time, do a bit of yoga. If the weather's right, do a run, do a walk, all depends. and making sure I'm having a good solid breakfast, healthy, but what I like. For me at the moment, it's a blueberry smoothie and some raisin toast. Gotta love it. And for me, that's something that I enjoy. And then I still have a bit of chill time before work. Usually around 8:39 is when I'm clocking in and getting ready for the day. And through the day, it can be a bit of a challenge because you don't always have control of, you know, the meetings and things on, but, you know, try and making sure that you're scheduling those logical breaks and those small little quick wins, which, you know, will give you a bit of boost mentally and keep you smiling. And then, you know, through the day, you continue on, and then in the evening, trying to find that time to switch off. It's easier said than done, trust me. But I think if out of all of this, if things aren't going well, try and get more sleep. That's probably the most crucial one. And yeah, look, that's the drift of it. And then I haven't been focusing on my other goals, my other hobbies, or things like that, because I haven't been mentally fit, I haven't been motivated, haven't had the energy to do it. But I've hit the point where I need to step up my game, and I'm trying to do this to be accountable. So let me know your routines, let me know what you think. I've got my final 700 meters. I'm going to check in once I'm done. Let's do it. There we go, 10k done, and I feel good. Yeah. All right, and look, bit of a rant video, but also I'm just trying to be real and honest and share, which I think a lot of us are experiencing, and some of us are maybe yet to experience this, or just getting over the hump or going through the hump. And look, just wanted to give my take on it. Been dealing with it for a good 8-9 weeks, this whole mental thing, and some weeks are easier than others. And I'm not saying that everything I've said here is going to be a quick fix either. It takes a bit of time, and it's also a bit of willpower. And the thing is, you also need to just give yourself a chance to give these things a try as well, right? If you're feeling quite low, it can be quite hard to just try and change your mindset and give something a go to try and feel better. You've got to be willing to let yourself feel better. 10k done. Let's have a look how we went, and I'm going to wrap it up. There's a birdie. Not too bad. 5:46. So let's quickly recap. You know, there's definitely some pros and cons between mental and physical fitness or exercise. That aside, with running, you know, it is important that you have your mental game strong. You know, get it sorted out, find some ways to do it. We discussed a few ways you can do it, that I'm doing it, and hopefully some of you have put it in comments by now. Please do share. And what's your thoughts about, you know, running for mental fitness versus running for physical fitness? Because they both go hand in hand, but different elements and different capacities of each will change how you're doing overall. Want to hear back from you all. Quick shout out to Vince. I'll put his YouTube up on the screen. You know, he's a new guy that I've started following, and yeah, he's given me a bit of a motivation boost, so just wanted to give a shout out to him, give him some love. He's currently doing some pretty cool stuff on his channel, so check him out. And yeah, if anyone wants to chat, leave a comment, drop over in my Instagram, let's chat, because this mental stuff it's important, and I'm a big believer, supporter of it. I've done things in the past for Beyond Blue, so yeah, don't hold it in, find a way to let it out. I'm gonna go have some breakfast, big smoothie this time, and call it a day. But seriously, get on top of it, let me know what you think. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang, and hustle. Ciao.
Bye.